Worst Dealer of the Week award goes to South Chicago Dodge Chrysler Jeep. We didn't even have to leave Western Avenue in Chicago. The same street another dealer recently featured has their dealership on as well. Apparently, our viewer Johnny has spent a fair bit of time car shopping on Western Avenue in Chicago and found a whole slew of slimeball dealers there. Hello to all of you. I'm Kevin Hunter. We are highlighting especially lousy dealers around the United States. For the last 16 years, you've always heard us warning you about unethical dealership behavior, but now, through these real reviews written by actual car buyers, you'll get to hear about terrible dealers from your peers who encountered exactly what we've been warning you about for years. The good news is that dealers we feature might even start fearing the spotlight because our shows will appear on their Google page, and they already are. This presents pressure that could cause some of them to want to clean up their act. The dealer we are featuring today is definitely worthy of worst dealer status. They are located at 7340 South Western Avenue in the Windy City of Chicago and are known as South Chicago Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Their website indicates that they are a Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Wagoneer dealership, but there are so many other better CDJR dealers. Why would you ever go to this one? This dealer has a lot of very bad reviews, which is the reason their average review score on Google is just 3.9 stars. It's one of the worst composite scores you'll ever see for a car dealership. This is something that should be a clear warning shot to any future customers. We'll also give you the potential legal violations involved in this dealer behavior on each customer visit that we mentioned, so you can learn a little about federal regulations, state laws, and federal laws prohibiting bad dealer behavior. The amazing Elizabeth joins me now as we read and react to some of their one-star reviews. They're dandies.
The first one-star review that we are reading was submitted by Logan Brickhouse. The entire experience doing business with them was disrespectful and dishonorable. After considering buying a 2000s Jeep Patriot from them and turning them down after they mentioned chassis and suspension issues, which were not mentioned until I expressed the select interest in their vehicle in a phone call, and turned them down, one Larry from the dealership later replied to my email saying, I was the previous owner, which I wasn't.
Can you imagine this BS? This dealer goes, you're the previous owner of the vehicle.
Right. And brought the vehicle in for computer repairs, which I had obviously not. I didn't own a car at the time, and practically played me for a fool, saying I didn't know the car ran or not, even though I had nothing to do with any of these unknown previous issues.
Wow, the dealer accusing this guy of being the former owner of a vehicle he is trying to buy. Never heard of such a ridiculous proposition.
Yeah, me neither. He continues, never doing business here again, and I will definitely suggest you either search elsewhere or take the bus. It's better than dealing with them.
Crazy stuff right here. Some potential legal violations. Number one, misrepresentation or fraud claim. The dealer allegedly said you were the previous owner of the vehicle and brought it in for repairs even though you never owned the car. Potential violation, making a false statement of fact that you were the previous owner could fall under fraudulent misrepresentation, especially if it was used to manipulate you into a sale or discredit your concerns. If they documented this falsely anywhere, via email, internal paperwork, it could also be defamation or fraud depending on the context. Number two, failure to disclose known issues claim. The dealer did not mention chassis and suspension issues until after you express interest in the vehicle.
Right.
A potential violation right here. In many states, dealers are required to disclose known mechanical defects, especially those affecting the safety or structural integrity of the vehicle. Delaying disclosure until after a potential buyer shows interest may qualify as a deceptive or unfair business practice. Number three, unfair or deceptive trade practices. This is known as UDAP laws. The claim, the experience was manipulative and dishonest with bait-and-switch style behavior. Potential violation, misrepresenting facts about the vehicle, failing to disclose known issues, or making false claims about the buyer's history could all violate state consumer protection laws. Most states have unfair and deceptive acts and practices, UDAP laws, that cover this kind of shady behavior. And there's a fifth ethical violation here. Even if certain actions don't rise to the level of legal violations, the following grounds would still be grounds for a complaint. Disrespectful behavior from staff, gaslighting or trying to make you question your own knowledge, and a general lack of professionalism.
Boy, that's pretty widespread, I would say. The owner apparently has given up on responding to negative reviews because they just totally ignored this one. It's a bad practice for fixing your dealership.
The next one-star review submitted by Amadi Walker. Yesterday morning, I did a pre-qualification and got an approval. You guys don't ever do this at a dealership.
Right.
Soon after, I received a call from someone named Nick asking me for more information and to submit an actual application for true approval. That was done, and moments later, I received a call from Nick informing me that I was approved for a loan of up to $25,000 with zero down payment. I asked him over and over if he's absolutely sure this isn't just a pre-qualification to get me in, as I know my credit is challenged. He confirmed that I will leave off the lot with a vehicle, no questions asked. I was thrilled. Scheduled an appointment to come in and see him at 6:30. Made it there, and someone else greeted me at the door by the name of Alex. Not our Alex.
Right.
When he told me to follow him, I knew it was a red flag. I asked for Nick, and he proceeded to tell me that Nick works at the call center, not in the office. I was livid because I knew then that the application approval was not true, and it wasn't. He gave me the credit application, and I was denied. I drove from almost Indiana right after getting off work, had to pay our child care facility extra to keep our kids later with the anticipation of leaving off the lot with a car. I had been working with Nick all day, sending check stubs, documentation, everything. And the fact that all that was a lie is ludicrous. I wish someone would have warned me before doing all that, so this is my warning to you.
There you have it. The potential legal violations. Number 1, false or misleading advertising and deceptive practices. Here's what happened. Nick assured you repeatedly that you were fully approved for a loan of up to $25,000 with zero down, despite knowing your credit was challenged.
By the way, if you have challenged credit, never do zero down on a car. Never.
That's right. The potential violation, this may qualify as a deceptive or unfair trade practice, especially if the goal was to lure you into the dealership under false pretenses. Many states have laws that prohibit bait-and-switch tactics. Number 2, that is the bait-and-switch scheme. Here's what happened. You were promised a firm approval by phone, but upon arrival you were denied and asked to start over. Here's the potential violation. If the dealership used false pre-approval promises to get you in the door and then changed the terms or denied you altogether, that could be considered bait and switch, which is illegal under state consumer protection laws. Number 3, misrepresentation by call center staff. Well, here's what happened. Nick presented himself as part of the dealership team with the authority to approve loans, which was not true. The potential violation, misrepresenting an employee's role or authority, may be considered fraudulent if it leads a consumer to act on false assumptions. Number 4, negligent misrepresentation. What happened here was Nick made a firm statement about loan approval even after you asked for repeated clarification, and you relied on that to make a long, costly trip. For violation, this could qualify as negligent misrepresentation, particularly since you provided financial documents and made decisions like child care, gas, and time based on Nick's claims. Number 5, potential damages and reliance harm. What happened? You incurred financial costs, that's child care, the traveling there, the time off work, based on a promise that turned out to be false. The potential violation is even if the dealer tries to say, well, there's no contract. Some courts recognize detrimental reliance in consumer law, meaning if you reasonably relied on a false promise to your detriment, you could potentially still seek compensation.
The owner also totally ignored this complaint. It's pretty much like they really don't give a crap.
That's right. Next up, another one-star review by Michael Falco. He writes, absolutely terrible experience here. My business needed to acquire some affordable vehicles in order to complete some projects we had coming up. We looked at their inventory online and then called. The salesman told us exactly what we hoped to hear. What do you think of that, Kevin?
Red flag.
Yep. We were told that they had many running and operable vehicles under $3,000, which was perfect to acquire the 5 to 10 that we needed.
I can't imagine needing 10 vehicles under $3,000 for a business. So.
Yeah, I can't either. We drove 7 hours from Missouri, and upon arrival, we waited 2 hours, only to be told that they had no vehicles that they could sell us in this price range.
Surprise, surprise.
They knew we were coming to buy many such vehicles and lied to us, costing us a lot of time and money. Oddly, they didn't even try and sell us anything else. They just told us to go somewhere else. A very confusing experience because it seemed like they had no interest in selling us anything when we were pretty desperate. Highly don't recommend anyone else waste their time like we did. Watch out. What they say may be a lie.
So some potential legal violations here. Number 1, false advertising misrepresentation. The claim, the salesman confirmed that they had multiple operable vehicles under $3,000, a clear selling point. Violation: if that statement was knowingly false, it may violate state consumer protection laws prohibiting false or misleading advertising. Number 2, bait and switch tactics. The claim: the promise of many affordable vehicles induced a 7-hour drive, but nothing in that price range actually existed. The violation: this can qualify as a bait and switch, using a false offer to lure in customers with no intent to fulfill it. Number 3, negligent or intentional misrepresentation. The claim: the dealer had knowledge the vehicles weren't available yet still told the customer otherwise. A potential violation: if proven, this is intentional misrepresentation, and if accidental, it may still qualify as negligent misrepresentation, which can lead to civil liability. Number 4, detrimental reliance, business interference. The claim: the customer was a business owner relying on the dealership's promises to acquire fleet vehicles. The potential violation: the false promise caused measurable loss, time, travel expenses, opportunity costs, and could potentially support a claim for damages under the theories of promissory estoppel or interference with business operations.
I wanted to mention here in the end that it was a fan of our show who turned us on to these guys in Chicago, and any one of you can recommend the next show. In Chicago, Western Avenue is littered with bad dealers, so
stay off of Western Avenue.
That's right, car buyers, don't even go there. Watch out, Chicago. This is the second dealer we have picked off in less than a week. We might just pick off another one of your dealers soon.
Well, folks, that wraps up this edition of Worst Dealer of the Week. We look forward to hearing from those of you in our audience on your vote for the next worst dealer. The Worst Dealer of the Week is where we expose the worst of the worst in the car business. If you thought this dealership was bad, believe me, there are plenty more out there trying to pull the same dirty tricks that we've warned you about. Folks, you do not have to put up with crap like this from car dealers. If you want us to go toe-to-toe with a car dealer on your behalf and protect you from this kind of dealer nonsense, read up on our hassle-free car buying service. We will never put you inside the door of a dealership like this. But now, we want to hear from you. Have you had a nightmare experience at a dealership? If so, give us a dealer name, put it in the comment section down below. Tell us the city and state that they are in. We'll check it out. Maybe they pulled a bait and switch on you, pulled your credit 14 times, didn't pay off your loan. Whatever it is, we want to hear your report.
That's right. Drop a comment below or send us your worst dealership story to be featured in an upcoming episode. You can use the contact form on our website. If a dealership deserves to be put on blast, we'll make sure the world knows about it. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a future episode. We're here to keep car buyers informed, protected, and one step ahead of the dealership games. And if you didn't already do it, head to our website, thehomeworkguy.com, and download our totally free Car Buyers Checklist. It will help you DIY buyers avoid dealers like this dealer on Chicago's South Side on Western Avenue. Stay smart, stay sharp, and as always, don't let the ruthless dealers out there take you for a ride.
I almost thought you were going with the bed bug bite thing.
Yeah,
it sounded like that.
Yeah.
To all of you long-term subscribers out there, you guys rock. God bless you all. I'm Kevin Hunter, the Homework Guy, signing off on behalf of Alex Stevens, our auto expert, the amazing Elizabeth, our negotiation genius, and the entire team of skilled coaches we have in our hassle-free car buying service. Please stick with us as we scroll through our recent car buying service reviews. Thank you for listening.